Hi, everybody, and thank you for joining us on the Racquet Quest YouTube channel. There's not been a lot of activity up there for a while because we have been working on a new site called GASP.network. And what we're going to do, since it's been such a long time, is that we are going to merge GASP.network into RacquetQuest.com. It just makes perfect sense. The GASP.network was a membership site, and it relies heavily on membership content input. And we have not had a UI that was making that convenient for people at the moment because it's been a year in process. We've got a lot of content up there, but we did not make it easy for customers or potential members to get in there and do what we wanted them to do. So we're going to roll it into RacquetQuest.com, and I think it will be a big help. At least I hope so. So what we're counting on is having all the people that are interested in high performance tennis and tennis racket technology to join us on RacquetQuest.com and on our podcast, the Racquet Quest podcast, which you'll see the logo at the top. And that is strictly a podcast. You're not going to get to see my beautiful face and my dandy hair today. I'm sorry to say you'll get to hear me, but you're going to have to pass on the pictures. Okay, I know that breaks your heart, but that's the way it's got to be for a while. But what we want to do, obviously, is create a community that is interested in what we have to say, and from that we can learn, and we hope that the community learns a little bit as well. The reason this is important because I've been doing this for a long time. You can tell by looking that it's been a long time. I won't tell you how long, but it's been a good while. And I've always been focused on having the consumer or the client understand more about what was going into their racket preparation than they currently knew. It wasn't their fault they didn't know it. The information just simply was not available. So what we're trying to do is make that information available, and through the customer, the client, the player, have it trickle up to the racket technicians in such a way that the racket technicians understand, we need to know this. We've got to get on board here to do a better job for our clients. That's going to be a small portion, I believe, of people that are stringing rackets. I hate to say it, but I think that's going to be the case. But even a small portion is better than zero. Okay, and we hope it won't be zero. We try to keep it as friendly as we possibly can. There are people that have tremendous ideas about the way they do things, as we do. We know what we do, and we like doing it the way we do it. We know we have the equipment. We know we have the technology. We have the testing devices. So we know when we put together something that goes into a client's racket, it's about as good as it can get. Okay? Now, other people that do this, other parts of the country or the world, have ways they think are the best. What we're going to try to do is try to combine all these best ideas into something that is promotable to the player in a way that they understand. The reason this is important, it's been important to me for a long time, but it's becoming more and more important as people are beginning to look around for alternatives to very stiff strings. And we don't promote stiff strings, quite frankly. There are other materials that are quite good and, in fact, better than stiff strings, and that's why our business is growing, because people are looking for something a little bit different. But we have to be in a position to understand what that difference is going to be. And it is difficult explaining to people, clients, players, other technicians, exactly why this is. But with our testing equipment, our data, we have a ton of numbers, and I use numbers a lot, and people get tired of hearing about it. But it is important. If we have a number for a value of a tennis racket, for example, the player goes out and hits with a racket and says, I think I need a little bit more swing weight. We have a number for that, and we can change it. If they come in and say, I'm playing a lot of serve and volley, I need a bigger recoil weight, we have a number for that. Okay? So that's what we're trying to do, is trying to connect the performance metrics to a number that we can communicate. A lot of players still don't realize that strings lose tension. The string bed stiffness is going to go from what it is when you pick it up to what it is a month later when you bring it back in for stringing, or 3 or 4 hours, depending on how quickly you break string. Okay, so we have to know these numbers, and we do, and we'll share these numbers with anybody that is interested in learning about them. But the problem is, a client will come in, and a new client, for example, and say, I want my tension at 52. Okay, what is that? Well, that's 52. That's what my stringer strings it at, and it's fine. I like it, but I've got to have a different string. Okay. What is it? Okay. So anyway, that's what we get down to. What is it in actuality in terms of string bed stiffness, what you are feeling when you hit the ball? And we've had this discussion before on the podcast. If you have a feel that you like, that's what we need to know. And it could be the day you pick it up. It could be a week after. It could be a month after you pick it up. But that's what we need to know. And then we can set our equipment to a number that will return that feel to you. That number is going to be scary, quite frankly, okay? And a lot of people can't handle that. What do you mean you're going to set it at 39? No, 52. It's got to be 52. Well, not if you want this feel. It doesn't have to be 52, okay? So anyway, that's what we're going to try to explore in more detail and in a friendly way, because that's what's going to make this whole thing valuable, I believe. This is a long way to tell you that GASP.network is going to be merged in with RacquetQuest.com. Okay. This particular video is coming to you from the world headquarters of Racquet Quest. Therefore, you'll hear some ambient noise. Maybe people shuffling around, not right now because there's nobody in here, thank goodness, but me, but there's ambient noise. So in the studio, what you're going to get is a more quiet and serene video. That's what we need. We need serenity, don't we? Okay. Boy, oh boy, do we ever! Especially after this little video. But anyway, I'm going to put this up so people can begin to see it and understand what we're doing. And we have a content manager and a client services manager coming on board, and we'll be doing a broadcast with them very shortly. Highly qualified people that are good at what they do, and that's going to help. But the real help is going to come from people like you that are watching this, okay? So that's important. Okay? If we can answer any questions in the meantime, you can go to RacquetQuest.com, or you can text 407-491-4755. Text, don't call, because the calls are going to never land, and we don't know that you have called. Okay, unfortunately. So anyway, I'm going to get off of here right now because it's been a long time talking, almost 10 minutes, that's a long time. So anyway, hope you have a great day, and I hope you will visit us at racquetquest.com very, very soon, and we look forward to it. Thank you very much.